Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about conversions. This is the first type of conversion that we're going to discuss in our series of 4 types of conversions. So today we're going to be focusing on metric to metric conversions, which are pretty easy because basically what we're doing is we are just converting units along this metric table, okay? You can utilize that table, or if there's one you found online that you like, or the one that was given to you in the Google Classroom. So basically, we're just converting along the different types of metric units. So there's one really easy way to do this for pretty simple metric conversions. It's one that you probably learned when you were in elementary school, and it is King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Each one of these letters in this little sentence helps us to determine how we can move along different units within the metric system. Okay, so the K stands for kilo. Okay, the H stands for hecta. This D stands for deca. The B here stands for base, which would be like meter, gram, second, liter, any of those types of units. This D stands for deci. This C stands for centa. And then this M stands for milli. Okay, so I usually write it as King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And I still use this. If I can, if I need to convert, I can, if I can't do it in my head, I'll whip this out. You'll see me across it trying to determine how I would move my decimal. Okay, so let's just say that you come into class and I tell you that I have a piece of thread, and this thread is 742 millimeters long. And I want you to tell me how many kilometers that would be. Okay, so what I do is I put my pencil on the milli and I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that tells me how many places I move my decimal and what direction. So I would say 742, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I would drop my zeros there just like we did with scientific notation. And so my answer is 0.000742 kilometers. If you walked in and I said, hey, I have a piece of chocolate that weighs 42.1 centigrams, and I would like to know how many milligrams that would be, you would go right up here and go 1. So you move your decimal 1 place to the right, and it becomes 421 milligrams. If I told you that I had, let's see, running out of stuff. Let's say that I had 4,021 kilometers, and I wanted to know how many meters that would be. So here's my kilometer, 1, 2, 3, and base is where meters is. So I would move my decimal 3 places. So my answer becomes 4,021,000. Okay, so that's pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. It's just moving your decimal, pretty easy to do, and you just use King Henry. Now, there is another way that we do conversions. This helps out whenever we're working problems and we're already setting up problems. It also helps us when we're dealing with another quantity of that unit, another unit that is not on the King Henry sentence. And so that particular type of conversion is called the factor label method. So factor label method is just math. Basically, it's setting up a math problem. So let's go right here to, let's do this one. We're going to say, I want to know, we have 4,021 kilometers. And once again, I want to know how many meters that is. Now, I know this is the answer, and I could go move the decimal, but I want to show you how we would set this up as a factor label. So when you're doing a problem like this, you always write down the given first. So that's 4,021 kilometers, okay? And then we're going to put in our conversion factor. Now, the conversion factors are what you were writing down on your card for homework. So what I do is I go look at my chart, and right here, this is kilo, and it tells me thousand, okay? That means that there are 1,000 of the base unit in a kilometer. Okay, so back over here, I'm going to do 1,000 meters on top, and I'm going to put 1 kilometer on bottom. This is called my conversion factor. Okay, and the way I knew how to put it on bottom was I want to be able to cancel out kilometers, and what I'm left with needs to be what I was looking for. So once again, I found that because right here on the chart, I see that kilo means thousand. That means that there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. There would be 1,000 grams in a kilogram. There would be 1,000 seconds in a kilosecond, okay? And I know that I need to put the kilo on the bottom and then the meter on top. So I would run this through my calculator or my head, and when I got finished, I would find my answer to be 4,021,000 meters, okay? Just like we did before, all right? So people are always like, well, that seems like that's a lot of extra work. Why not just do it moving the decimal? Well, sometimes moving the decimal can be a little bit of a pain. Especially if you're setting up a big old problem. Plus, with this, you can actually break things down into 2 conversion factors. So let's go back and look at that one that we did at the very beginning, where it was 742 millimeters. And we wanted to know how many kilometers that would be. Okay, so once again, I start with my given, which is 742 millimeters. And then I need to find a way to get to kilometers. So I go over here and look at my chart. And right here, milli tells me thousandth. That means that there's 1,000 millimeters in a meter. Okay, 1/1000th is what a millimeter is. Okay, so it takes 1,000 of these to equal 1 meter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come put my 1,000 millimeters on bottom, and I'm going to put my 1 meter on top. So now I can cancel out millimeters and I'm left with meters. Then I need to keep going though, and I remember from my last problem that I just did that there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. So now I can cancel out my meters. And so I say 742 times 1 times 1 divided by 1,000 divided by 1,000, and I find my answer to be 0.000742 kilometers. Okay? So let's do another one. Let's look at one of these. All right, right here, let's do mega. Okay, mega. Let's say that I have, I want to know, I have 6.3 megagrams, and I want to know how many centigrams that would be. Okay, so mega is million. That means that there are 1,000,000 grams in a megagram. So I'm going to come down here and say 6.3 megagrams. And I know that in 1 megagram, there is 1,000,000 grams. Okay, so now I can cancel out my megagrams. But I can't stop because now I've got to go to centigrams. Right here, I see that a centa is 100. That means that it takes 100 centigrams to equal a gram. So I'm going to say in 1 gram, there's 100 centigrams. So now grams can cancel out. And then I'm going to plug it in my calculator. I'm going to do it in my calculator just because I don't want to deal with all those zeros. Times 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, times 100. And I find that my answer is 6.3. This. Okay. So you can see that in that case, I have to use factor label method because there is no megagrams on the King Henry die by drinking chocolate milk. Okay. So now that you've completed this, you've got a couple of conversion worksheets that will allow you to do metric to metric. You are going to see some English to metric, and I've done that on a separate video to try to keep the videos a little bit shorter. So after you finish this one, you can go work on your metric to metric conversion problems. And then when you see an English to metric, something that is not one of these SI units, stop and go watch the next video so that you can learn how to do those. Thank you.